Um, Greetings, good evening, good morning, or good afternoon from wherever you're reaching out across the world. Please, welcome to another broadcast that we do have on Saturdays. I'm sorry that we're about 22 minutes late by my time. My sincere apologies. What actually happened was that the person that's in charge, which is Madame Flourish, we were not able to reach out to her. It was difficult. So it took us unawares. I'm so sorry about that delay. Please bear with us. And we are beginning at once. Today is going to be a very exciting broadcast because we are going to learn something different, quite unconventional. Over the past few weeks or months, we've been learning about TBC and what we are going to gain while we are in TBC. Now, we are going to learn about what you will have to do to remain in the TBC community until we get to global adoption. Before I will continue, I want to use this opportunity to welcome Brother Mechi. Sir, welcome. Good evening, sir.
Hello, thank you so much. We are
Um,
just starting up. So sorry for the delay. Thank you so much. You're welcome.
Thank you very much, sir. So, I want to give a shout out to everyone that has taken it upon themselves to come around for this meeting. You guys are learning, and we are a school, and in this school, those who attend lectures and study their books will come out on top. That's it. And we are going to learn about how much of a school we are and what we need to remain outstanding. So I'm going to share my screen when the time comes, and we're going to talk about some things. But for now, it hasn't come to the point where I will share my screen. I'm going to address the house for some time, and then after which I will share my screen, and then we'll look into a few things. Now, the first thing I want to talk about is the topic, and we know what the topic is. Are you a Kringle developer in our community? Are you an economic developer in our community? Now, the first thing or the first point of call that should come to our attention is, what is an economic developer? Before you begin to talk about an economic developer, the question that you have to ask yourself is, do you believe in the cause of TBC? That's the first cause. The first question you ask yourself, do you believe in the cause of TBC? And I happen to be privileged in the community to make you understand what TBC is. And I'm going to redefine it again for those of us who may not know and you are lost in the crowd, following the crowd. Pay attention to my definition of what TBC is. So many people may give their own definitions, but based on the little exposure I've had so far in this community, I dare to say that my definition will speak volumes in a short while. Now, what is TBC? TBC is the next thing that will happen after the financial collapse. If you heard my words very well, what is TBC? TBC is the next thing that will happen after the financial collapse. And those of us who are paying attention and our ears are on the ground, everything is falling apart. And some people have this orientation of thinking that it's going to come back up. But I do not know, because I am not the creator of the universe. It may or it may not come up. But there are some things that I should ask you, food of thoughts or food for thought. The first thing is this: considering the fact that everything is down, including the coin market, what if Bitcoin continues to drop and drops, and it drops to $9,000, is there every tendency that you will still believe in that course in the coin market cap? Now, if you discover that the coin market cap remains where it is, possibly throughout this year, and next year you are given an opportunity to invest, will you put your money in the coin market cap? This is a question. And if yes, which coin will you put your money into? I want you to think through that question very well, because I am telling you that the coin market cap will not recover this year. No, it's not. Do your research, because this is a paradigm shift. And if you are paying attention, they say we're moving into the age of Aquarius. And what they are just making us understand is it is the time of awakening. People will become informed, super informed. And that's where we're moving into. Those who will stand out are those that soak themselves in the knowledge that is relevant. So moving forward, economic developer. In our Kringle private society, considering the fact that we have our own coin, K-Love, and what the administration has put out is a plan to see that before, in fact, all things being equal, by September, it may be one of the announcements he'll make that we are moving into the coin market cap by October or November. That's up to him. The condition of being in the coin market cap is having how many people? At least 10,000. And based on his plan, if we follow it as a team, as a collective, we should be able to have at least 10,000 core team members and 11,000 core team members and 5,000 backup team members individually having their own wallets, and are able to pay their subscription fee. Now, I want you guys to also understand something. There is every tendency that if we continue to give people our money to pay subscription fee on our behalf, the administration will tighten the payment system. When he tightens the payment system, it will leave you no other choice than to take responsibility by yourself. Of course, he did that to our TBC payment system using Bitcoin and others. Considering the fact that people willfully refuse to use K-Love, now you can't do any other thing other than paying through K-Love, except you have the whole world and you have so much money you want to just, lavish. If you choose to pay with any other medium, you give an extra 30%. If individuals like you and I do not take responsibility, he will tighten the loopholes so that everybody will pay themselves. If you are going to pay for someone else, there is every tendency that you will pay extra. And I think that would cause us to become aware and take responsibility ourselves. Moving forward, by the time we have entered into the coin market cap, it will still be clear that every coins are bleeding. Bitcoin hasn't finished going down. As we checked, the last time we checked, it's about 19,000. And it may drop to about $14,000. Sorry, 14, $14,000. It may. I didn't say it will. But if it gets to that point, please be prepared. And we don't know what will happen anytime soon. But there are some things that are sure. This bleeding will continue for the rest of this year. And another thing is sure, if we do our part, we will also enter the coin market cap. There was a broadcast I made some time ago. The broadcast was very clear. K-Love was created to bring the rest of humanity into our Kringle private society. Our system, like I said, is the next thing that will happen when the financial system collapses. Our Kringle private society will not impose or force you to act based on their bidding. It is the elites that will force you to act according to their bidding. We are a lawful system. Anything that is lawful is natural. And if you go contrary to any natural cause, there will be consequences. And I also dare to say that the administration was put here at an hour like this to save humanity. Now, when we have entered into the coin market cap, what will happen is there will be a clear difference because of the pump going on every now and again. And the people will look into our K-Love and will begin to buy into our K-Love. So we're going to begin to offset the cost of the elites. Like I said previously, there is every tendency that next year there will be what? Media war. If you are listening to me and you are not yet a broadcaster and you think you have TBC at heart, please start preparing yourself to become a broadcaster, because those guys are going to use some systems which I'm going to tell you in the course of this meeting. And if you are somebody that pays attention to the news and you don't know anything about the community, you would believe everything they say hook, line, and sinker. Now, moving over to the main content, economic developer. There are several economic developers in our Kringle private society, and I'm going to call them out. And then after itemizing them, I would throw some light on it. TBC is or was created to correct the anomaly. I don't know about the place where you work, okay? But 95 to 99% of public firms are no more doing the natural things. They are now involving in a whole lot of fraud and corruption, and they have legalized it. I mean, people falsify things and they do it without any form of apology. I don't know if it applies to your place, but to a very large extent, around where we reside, it's now a normal thing. People freely falsify contracts and give contracts to whoever they choose without any apology. Of course, things should be done appropriately through procurement, okay? And there are steps that are supposed to be followed. But in our place, no. In our side, no, it doesn't apply. Now, an economic developer, the first economic developer that you pay attention to are ambassadors of the Kringle Private Society. These are the first economic developers. The second economic developers that you pay attention to are the member helpers of the Kringle Private Society. The third economic developers that you will pay attention to are those that are growing the community and are growing it fast. Of course, you know who those people are. If you look into the context, you'll see them. Now, let me begin to throw some light one by one. And before I will talk about an ambassador, I would first of all distinguish excellency. The reason why that person was referred to as excellency is because he has a heart to help humanity. And each time he has money, he uses the money to help the poor. And that's what our TBC community stands for. So many of us, if we win this contest, sincerely speaking, we will not use the money to feed the poor. Instead, we may use it to live lavish life. And I mean every bit of what I'm saying. Well, some of us may have the heart to do so. It's purely your money. It doesn't belong to us or the TBC admin. It belongs to you. And it pleased this person to bring this money to feed the poor. That's the heart. Now, the next person I'll be talking about are ambassadors. Now, the responsibilities of ambassadors are to help organize their country. Now, if an ambassador does not have transparency in him, then he's a ticking time bomb that will explode anytime soon. The very first thing in our TBC community that everybody must have is what? Transparency. In our Kringle Private Society, as a member, you may be in Nigeria. Somebody can send you $5,000 from the United States considering the fact that you are a core team member, without even thinking twice that you will run away with his money. That is the level of transparency and integrity that should be in every economic developer in our Kringle private society. From my little experience I've had so far, I've seen so many people that has questionable characters. An ambassador should also show a level of transparency. If you go into your K-Love website and review all the goodwills that has been taking place, you will see some ambassadors that have shown transparency. You will also see some ambassadors that are yet to handle the position of goodwill. And it is the first point of test on whether you are qualified to be an ambassador. Of course, we know that to be an ambassador, you must be performing very well in the contest. Another thing I should also bring to our awareness is that TBC is not a sprint race. Apart from the ambassadors, there will be many other positions that will come into the TBC community over time. So don't feel bad if maybe you had a plan of being one position of relevance or the other, and you were not given that position. There will be 1,001 positions because we are a parallel economy that will exist side by side with this present economy until the elites move into their final agenda of total control, and then humanity will choose to work with us. I think it will only be a dead man that we will choose the elite's plans of owning nothing and being extremely happy. It's only a dead man. A human being with common sense will prefer working with our Kringle private society. So if you are out there and you are making efforts to grow the TBC community, you're sending posters, you are sending shout outs, you are calling your friends, giving them the offer, and they are turning it down, please don't get discouraged. The reason why is because at some point they will have no other choice than to come back to you, because you had told them and you kept telling them until they find out that there is no way out. Because I am so sure that next year will be tougher than this year. For instance, from Nigeria, that's where I do reside at the moment, there is going to be what you call removal of fuel subsidy. The government has been subsidizing fuel for Nigerians for a good while. That will be taken out next year. And when that happens, it will create a ripple effect. And it's going to cause the prices of everything to go up. Food items, everything, transportation fare, everything. And if you are in the TBC community by then, on the core team, I think you'll be singing praises to your creator because you will not be affected. So if you are here and you are still not on the core team, but you enjoy watching my videos, consider paying the price. It's not going to cost you more than about $330. Do it and be happy for the rest of your life, because what will come next year is going to make so many people devastated. Moving back to what I was saying, as an economic developer, I'm still an ambassador. Following that, I move into the member helpers. Now, as an ambassador, people should look at you as a leader. And leadership has to do with the way you carry yourself. Leadership has to do with your results. Leadership has to do with how you approach people. If people look at you and then they begin to say things, and that's the majority opinion and is negative, it should be reviewed, because this is a training ground upon which you will grow. As an individual that has a position of relevance, you are already a global influencer. Consider yourself like the Queen of England. Consider yourself like the Pope in Italy. You see that kind of influence, that is the kind of influence you should start seeing yourself as having. Because like I said, the Kringle Society will be the next thing that will happen after the economy of the elite falls apart. So if you are here or you watch this video and you happen to be an ambassador or will be an ambassador, or you will have a position of relevance, I want you to understand that you should not pick up the kind of attitude that the present government has picked up. An ambassador can be likened to be a presiding officer in a particular country. And the kind of leadership you should have should be servant leadership. Not that people should take you for granted, but you should create a system around yourself where you can always attend to people and people will be happy. And if you look through the history of these ambassadors, they have shown relevance. They have shown what you call excellence through the goodwill, and more will keep coming. At some point, food subsidy will come in. At some point, a lot of other things will come in. At some point, there will be what you call government private partnership. When government private partnership will come in is when the economy of the elites are falling apart and the governments are helpless and they don't know what to do. But as at then, our TBC community will be standing firm and they are helpless. So out of that helplessness, they will come for what you call partnership between the government and our private society. And I can assure you that whoever it is that is in the helm of affairs then will embrace that opportunity, because that will be the final straw that will break the camel's back. Of course, they cannot be the ones to dictate. We have the funds, we have the organizations. They are coming to us because they are helpless. And when they come into that place, we go into agreements with them. And somehow, we redeem humanity. And then we are now the ones that will call the shots. I want you to see yourself, if you are listening, as somebody that will have very powerful influence in the nearest future. And you should begin to carry yourself that way, not in pride, but with humility of hearts. That's how you should be. And as TBC community grows, we will renew the face of this world. Because, of course, this world is laden with corruption and all those wicked things. But based on our conduct, lifestyle, and courage, people will begin to see that crime doesn't pay because there is abundance. Why would you need to envy someone? Why would you want to kill someone? Why would you want to take from someone when you can be giving 1,000 times more than what you are having without giving anything back in return? That's what you call equity. So these are the characteristics of an ambassador. Now, moving forward, I'm now going to talk about member helpers. As member helpers in Kringle Private Society, these people have time to interact with the members in the community directly. And I can tell you, if you are a member helper, I give you a thumbs up. It's not an easy thing to be a member helper. Yes, because I've been able to associate with them to a reasonable extent. The very first quality that a member helper should have is what? Patience and long suffering. Because trust me, human beings are BS. I don't mean to speak derogatory statements, but human beings could be very wonderful from the other side. And they think it's their right to command you to do their bidding. And they try to tell you how it should be done when they are completely ignorant. So, as a member helper, if you do not have long suffering and patience, then you are not reasonably doing your part in our Kringle Private Society. Because there is a way that you will treat one of the members and they would not want to address any other person but only you, because you gave them what you call a very, it's okay, let me refer to it as a Midas touch. When you finish with them, they will say, oh my God, I've not seen somebody that has given me so much attention to the point where I I was speechless. This person blew my mind. Like, wow. I don't want to address any other person. And anytime he comes for member helper meetings and he doesn't see you, he will log off. Now, once that happens and people begin to see you from that line of view, trust me, you're becoming more powerful. Power is not forced. You don't impose power. You earn it. And how you earn it is how you carry yourself. If you carry yourself in a way that is wrong, people sense the energy that you give. If your energy is wrong, they will feel it. Nothing can be hidden. If your energy is beautiful and wonderful, they will also feel it. So as a member helper, the very first category that you should have is what? Long suffering and patience. Now, as an ambassador, as a member helper, of course, you should know that what will qualify you to be in these positions is how well you grow the community. So I wouldn't want to go into details as to how well you are growing the community, because that is criteria number one. If you are doing nothing in the TBC community, well, I don't think you are going to get any position of relevance. So that one should come first in growing the community. And like I said, continue spreading the word, continue talking to as many people as you can. And as you are doing so, if you are doing the right thing, you'll be bringing results. As much as possible, do not go monthly. Begin with yearly. And if the person can't afford it, begin to go down from yearly to 9 months or 6 months or 3 months. This is the approach you should go. And if all said and done, the person does not perform, then consider the last option, monthly. And if the person can't perform, then the person will not help the community in growing forward. So, moving forward, now I'm still on member helpers. Another thing that member helpers should have as a quality is what? Willingness to support at any time. If you are in the TBC community as a member helper, some people may be nice enough to collect your number and they may call you at odd times. It should not be something regular, but at odd times, once in a while. And you should cultivate that habit of helping. And as you are doing so, you are giving room for the person to continue to draw close to you. And as long as the person is drawing closer to you, you have an opportunity to guide him at the right way or on the right track. If it is 2 people, 3 people, 5 people, and you're doing your work, with time, it will get to 20. At some point, it will get to 100. And at some point, it will get to 1,000. If you're having 1,000 people that are so attracted to your way of life, I can tell you that you have achieved an objective. The intent of admin is to make sure that each and every one of us will have our influence as we grow our community. Find out how you will fit into this community, because your voice needs to be heard. If you are someone given to, making wonderful cartoons, bring in that skill. If you are someone that is good in music, bring in that skill. Everything you have, everybody has a talent. Bring in that skill, and then people will notice that you are doing well, and you will draw people into yourself. And with that, you will grow our TBC community. Do not say, I just pay my subscription fee and that's all that matters. No, that's not all that matters. What matters is you contributing your own quota to the community and seeing to the fact that the TBC community will continue to grow. Now, these are the 2 or 3 major people who are economic developers in our Kringle Private Society. Now, as an individual in the TBC community, another person that I've mentioned 3. Now, the next person which I'm going to mention are the three, the three, the 3 ladders, first 3 ladders in our Kringle Private Society. Those are also economic developers. Those are the core team, the backup team, and the mass adoption team. These 3 are the also part of the economic developers. Now, as a core team, backup team, mass adoption team, we already know our responsibility. If you do not know, let me reiterate. Number 1, you should never have an inactive account. That's an economic developer. You should never have an inactive account. So it is not advisable to pay on a monthly basis. It is highly advisable that you pay 3 months, at least 3 months. And if you are doing that, make sure you are overlapping. Possibly 3-4 days to the expiration, you pay another one. And as long as you are doing that, you are playing your part in keeping the TBC community up and running. If you fall out from the month of July as a core team member, you may not have an opportunity to come back to the TBC community as a core team member. We already know, I'm going to show us very soon because we're moving into a bit of practical. We already know that our core team is almost filled out. We are now about 10,500. Maybe before the end of today, it may get to 10,700. So if it gets to 10,700, I think we are filled out. Before we get to Monday, we are all filled out. So if you are here and you have not told anybody about this, please do well to tell. It is better you tell them and they say no, so that next year, when the paradigm has shifted and you are living large, you will make them understand that everybody were given all equal opportunities. You took advantage of it, but they didn't. And at that point, if they still want to take advantage of it, yes, they can. But of course, do not expect the reward that they get then to be the same thing with the one that you are getting now. I think in our TBC community, the highest amount of reward that we would ever receive will be in this year, 2022. From 2023, you will never get any other reward because all the juicy spots has been taken. Core team, backup team, mass adoption team. We should also beware that these people on this team, you should make sure that you attend your meetings because it's a school and the school is to reform humanity. And if 1 out of 7 of humanity are informed with financial wherewithal, we can influence the rest of humanity and then make this world a better place. So please understand that you have been called out to make this world a better place. And also bear in mind that the system will keep you in check based on how well you want to express your mind and how well you want to grow our TBC community. Putting you in check means you are supposed to do things that are lawful and that are godly. In our TBC community, if at some point you have so much wealth and you want to use it to oppress people, it will be known. And once it is known, there will be sanctions that will be put out. So do not think that you have so much money and you can use it to do what you like. If you do not use it lawfully, the system will checkmate you. Now, on this note, I will stop. Let me summarize and then move into sharing my screen, saying a few things, and then give room for Brother Mechi to say a few things because I know that there are some things he wants to say. And I think that will be all for today. So, hold on, please. All right. So, sorry, give me a little while. All right. Now, um, I think I should just quickly share my screen so that we can move into the final step. Now, in our TBC community, please and please bear in mind that we are running a marathon race. So many people are angry, at least the ones I know. They are angry because they are not performing, they are trying their best, but it's like their best is not good enough. I want you guys to calm down. The reason I want you guys to calm down is because it's a marathon race. Don't get offended that you are trying and it's like it's not working out. Be patient because awakening doesn't happen in one day. And whether you like it or not, the elites will collapse this system between now and 2030. They have an agenda. It's called Operation Own Nothing and Be Happy. Now, some people out there who are naysayers, they say, TBC will take 1 billion years before it gets to 1 billion. That's very funny. And I can tell you that if we don't get to 1 billion next year, possibly we'll get to 1 billion by on or before 2025. The reason why is because bail-ins are coming in. It was bailouts before. Bail-in are coming in next year. Of course, central banks digital currencies are also coming in next year. Once these two has come in, the next thing that will come in is universal basic income. And once that has been achieved, is game over. Once they have brought in universal basic income, it is game over. It's called Operation Wipeout Humanity. That's exactly what it is. So pay attention and make sure you don't fall out in this TBC community, because, like I said, the definition of TBC is the next thing that will happen after the elite system falls apart. Remember that I said also that we are not the ones to force you to join us. It is the elite that will collapse their system, and humanity will have no other choice than to choose between our system lawfully or their system through deception. I believe that point has been passed on effectively. Now, let us move into the final content. So I'm sharing my screen now. All right. So screen now being shared. Let me begin with this one. And I believe my screen is being seen. Yes. I said that these numbers are not still satisfactory. We are very small. This is about 2,157. These numbers should have been at least 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 by now. And I do not understand why so many of us are having laissez-faire mindsets. And nobody wants to be responsible enough to hold on to this thing. Let me tell you that by next year, if you are like me in the TBC community, you will be making money just by having a meeting for 1 hour, as little as at least $200. If you are like me. Now, what I'm saying is, if you have knowledge about the system, because this is the next thing that will happen after this system falls apart. Knowledge about this system is enough information to keep you wealthy or to put some money on your table. So if you know how to operate the systems, pay subscription fee, and do a few things, attend to member helpers and all those things, you see, it looks easy. But I can tell you, someone who doesn't know it, by next year, it will cost him something. So I am actually calling upon you, if you are here, do your part to align. Because if you do not align, you will fall out and you will be forced to learn it the hard way. So I think I've said a whole lot about this. This is our liquidity. Admin's intent is that by the end of this year or January 12th, this liquidity should have been 1 million. And I can tell you that we would get to 1 million before or on January 12th. Do you know why I say so? Let me tell you. The reason is because we will feature in the coin market cap, and there'll be a clear difference between our coin and the elite coin. The elite coins are all coins, including Bitcoin. All coins or altcoins, including Bitcoins. Those are the coins that answer to the protocol of the elites. Our own will not answer to the protocols of the elite. The difference will be clear. And people seeing it will be like, what are these guys doing that we are not getting? And that's why they will come in. So many people will put their life savings into K-Love, because they would ask themselves and also answer themselves that if a coin such as this could stand out even after all the coins are falling, there is something unique about this coin. So you do hear about people say they put their details, their savings in Bitcoin and all that. That's just a little. When we have been able to debunk the elite concept, people will put their life savings. And the truth is, when they do that, they will not be disappointed. Yeah, people had their life savings in Luna and they were frustrated. Some committed suicide, but ours will not happen. I will tell you why. It's a very simple thing, because we are not going to spend K-Love. What we will just do is use K-Love to advertise our TBC community in the coin market cap. We are not going to spend K-Love because every transactions that will be done in our community will be based on gold. Everything will be based on gold through our private exchange. Yeah, there may be room for admin to give us a little to spend, but that will be little compared to what you can spend in our gold backed system. So I encourage each and every one of us to wake up and start doing something. I don't know what you are doing, but if you are just folding your hands and hoping that TBC will happen overnight, wake up. It's not going to work. You have to do something and find your calling in life through our Kringle Private Society. If you haven't found your calling in life, I want you to sit down and find out what you are good at and then start doing it. Attract people to yourself and have a godly influence over them. Do not be like the celebrities of our present day that the elites are using to put people in bondage mentally. That's not what our intents are. So find your voice and add your voice so that we can make a collective loud noise. All right, I think I've talked about that. We're not doing bad anyway. We're about 97,000 over the past 25, 24 hours. So I've addressed this. I don't need to go into details on this matter. I've addressed the holders and our liquidity. In our category in the coin market cap, I think we're number 4. If you refer to the coin market cap, comparing the market cap value to ours, I think we're number 4. So it could just be that when we'll be entering into the coin market cap, we may be coming in as number 1 or 2. I don't want to go into so much details. Let time do the talking for me on this. On that said, we move over to the next thing. This is our core team, and we can see how many there are. The last time I checked, 10,588. Yeah, it could get to 700, 10,700 this night. And if it gets to that number, by tomorrow it should get filled out. So it's up to you. If you choose to miss out this offer for the rest of your life, the people that are on the core team, you would never be able to match them in financial gains for the rest of your life. You will also be wealthy, okay? But these guys will not just be wealthy. They will have wealth, they will have influence, political influence, economic influence over their country and also across the world. They would only be 11,111. So I think you should consider joining this. Remember, if you do not have an influence that is godly, consider your ways because this system is correcting all the nonsense you have always known. All right, I believe I've passed on the information very well. So I think this will be all for now. And if there are people that wants to ask questions, I think, yeah, before then, let me talk about Nigeria. Sorry, let me just ask a question. Let me just round off, sir. Um, your
Hello.
your 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 mic is still on. I don't know if you can please help me mute so that I'll round off. Now this is our member chat. Why I said this is a marathon race is simple because Nigeria at some point were first. As at 3 years ago, Nigeria were first, right? Yes, we were number 1. And we were number 1 for a while. I'm sorry, Nigerians, if you are listening to me, I don't mean all of you, okay? But 95% of the people that came in last 3 years were greedy and they thought TBC was a 1 year thing. In fact, many came with the intention that they will have wealth to oppress. But they found out that it was not so, and majority of them has stepped aside. So if you look into the contest, you will see, let's go into the contest so that it will be a bit more practical. So hold on, I think it's loading. I think it's loading. So if you look into the context, you'll find out that as I speak with you now, Nigeria doesn't have so much. You know, it's not because we don't have the money. We have the money, but because so many people has been burnt, and many people are now being extremely careful because they've said a whole lot of negative things and it has influenced their mind. It's unfortunate. Admin keeps saying, who knows, the first may become the last. And some people who were pioneering this thing, they have all fallen off. We know those people. Now, let's look into this leadership. Of course, United Arab Emirates are the ones leading. Following that, Bangladesh, India. Now, let's look through and then we can count the number of Nigerians that are there. Now, it does not mean that Nigerians has fallen off. No, it only means that as a marathon race, one of the athletes, which are Nigerians, may have fallen behind. At some point, Nigerians may catch up again. And the moment we catch up with one spirit, we are building to that momentum. I can also say that we may come back to that position of number one. At this point, what is waiting and what is making the people not to involve is they want a trigger. They want admin to prove them wrong. And I can tell you that admin will prove them wrong by January 12th. And when that happens, in 1 month, Nigerians could get to 5 million because that's how we are. And it's unfortunate. We want to see before we believe. It's very unfortunate. Well, good luck. So if we scroll down, we'll find out that the countries that are really doing good jobs now are Ivory Coast, India, Bangladesh, United Arab Emirates. I think those are the majority of the people you see here. Once in a blue moon, yeah, Cameroon is trying also. But when you look through, you find out that the majority are India, Ivory Coast, Bangladesh, United Arab Emirates, and all that. Now, it's not something to get pissed off about, okay? It's a marathon race. And as the elites are falling apart, more countries will start coming in, and it only gets more exciting, okay? So I want to stop at this point. I believe my content has been passed on. If you are in this community, find your voice, become an economic developer. And when you become an economic developer, you will enjoy being a leader. A leader is somebody that teaches by example. The elite has taught us that leaders are people to be worshipped, and that's a lie. A leader is somebody that would lead by example in act, in character, in values. That's what a leader is. And one of the people who you should be looking up to as leaders are number one, ambassadors, member helpers, core team, backup team, mass adoption team. And all these leaders are expected to keep improving themselves. If you're not improving yourself, I don't know. I don't know. You just have to keep improving yourself because humanity are waiting for you. You have to go out there and bring humanity to the truth, to the realization of the truth. Because as long as you and I are concerned, humanity is blind. So I will stop here. Thank you very much for us. So, all right. So for those of us who have stayed and listened, I do appreciate. And I think I'll give room now for people to ask. Sorry, before you ask your questions, Brother Michi, I think you can come in and then make some input, sir.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mr. Austin. You always try your best to put everything in the right perspectives because the way you often made it to stand out is always very clear that if you're allowed to go on, you definitely have so much to talk. But anyway, you cannot finish talking because we have so much here in the community. Actually, while you are talking about member helpers, I could really agree with you because TBC as something is actually shaping people, the way we reason, the way we behave, the way we react to things. And in terms of being a member helper, if you are not the patient type, you will not make it. Because here, you'll be able to see what people are. In fact, the opportunity we have in TBC community is immeasurable because you'll be exposed to different types of people, not just within your own country, not within your own community, but around the world. You see how people behave, you see how people reason, you see how people. You just find out that we are one. It's just that people are different when it comes to the way they behave, the way they reason, and things like that. But looking at the unifying measure that TBC is bringing, it shows that we have something here. And one thing again that people fail to understand is that they don't know the rate of support behind TBC. And sometimes it's as if they just think that, hey, it's just admin that is only that is there, and they are free to do anything, and they're okay. Maybe TBC can just wake up one night, one morning, and they say it's all over. But if they really know the measure of support behind TBC, they will hold the account very, very strong. And just a quick one to remind the community, even though in my um, broadcast, in my videos, I always talked about it, both audio and then in video. There is something that people are failing to take note of. They are just taking it anyhow it is, let it be. But you partly talked on that, and that is maintaining their membership. This is something you don't joke with. This is something it will not be good if tomorrow you are regretting that you were once there just because you allowed those who are not serious to deceive you. So, as a reminder, please, members, let's not be joking with our program fee payment. And again, another opportunity here that so many people are still going to lose out is the one you can actually do for free. And what is that? Our send button test. Many people are not even concerned. They look at it, say, well, whatever happens, let it be. But I'm telling you, if you are serious with what you are doing, it's not a must that your account must be active. Okay? So don't allow that to determine the way you behave about that. And some, even if you have taken it before, please go back and look out for that yellow reminder. Because here now, if you when you created your account and you didn't have something like Facebook link and the other necessary things, the reminder is now up. It's part of the things in yellow. Because in that yellow reminder, you will have the need to adjust your send button test, the need to put your Facebook link, the need to pay your program fee. But in the aspect of paying the program fee, it's optional. No one is forcing you. But those who are paying, they know what they are standing for, what they stand to gain. And like you rightly talked about, the core team is filling out fast. Yesterday, I did a test. I wanted to pay for somebody. I said, okay, let me look how many we are presently. But could you believe that before I was able to round up with that payment for just one single person, additional 7 is already there, showing that people are waking up. But don't be among those who are going to wake up last, because what we have is actually filling up, and that's the core team. People should rather see it as something serious and then take it up just the way it is. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome, sir. I really love everything you said. And with time, we would be inviting people to discuss with us, just like the way I and Brother Mechi are also discussing. We are going to invite guests so that we can rub mind, and we should be able to reach out to a whole number of people, not just in Nigeria, from different countries. So those of us who are here, we may also invite you. If you think you want to actually feature, you can always reach out to either of us or Madam Flourish. And after looking through, if it's okay, we can engage you and then we discuss. Because this program is to wake people up. And more of this will also feature with time. More of this will feature with time. There are so many kinds of admin says Hydra. Hydra means there will be so many tentacles that will be in the TBC community, and it will only get more exciting. And the most exciting of them all will be when the elite declare media war on us. That is the most exciting part of it. I said I was going to talk about it before we conclude. Now I will conclude. The first thing I just want us to understand is TBC is God's own way of saying it is not time to kill and destroy humanity. Let me say it again. TBC is God's own way of saying it's not time to destroy humanity yet. He has sent an ark, and that ark is TBC. And the ark is in the building process now. And while it is being built, people that build the ark are the ones that will have higher influence when the ark is completely built. The intent of the ark is to put humanity, save all of humanity. Humanity will choose to enter that ark by themselves. There will be no forcing. The rain is coming. And by the day, the clouds are getting darker and darker. The unfortunate thing is that so many people do not even know that the rain is coming. So, if you are here, we crave your indulgence. Join us and build this ark. If you are here, find out what it is that you think you are good at, and let's see how we can help you promote it and make it grow. We are also calling out to people who wants to engage with us, discuss with us, talk with us, and let your voice be heard. Because as long as your voice is being heard, the truth will be spoken. Okay? When we start winning the war, because at this point, the war hasn't started. Soon, the war will start. And there are two major forces that are doing their part to see that humanity is salvaged. Of course, we know life force. Life force is doing their part. Those who are paying attention are seeing what they are doing. And TBC. But if you ask me, with an unbiased state of mind, one person will win. If life force wins, humanity goes alongside with life force. If TBC wins, humanity goes alongside with TBC. The truth, there can't be two masters in a ship. Some people think, yeah, life force will win, yeah, TBC will win, and some will go this way, the other will go that way. Based on what admin has in mind, when we win, humanity will have no other option than to follow us. And I mean what I'm saying. From what I know, according to my knowledge about the truth, TBC won. And I'm not saying this to, make TBC community feel comfortable. It is the truth. Life force may or may not win. The reason is simple. There is this saying, if you want to create something wonderful, don't do it by fighting the existing system. Create a new path and follow that path. The existing system will naturally fall off or will become obsolete. The idea that is going on in life force may be a beautiful one, but the people that has been in charge has maintained their hierarchy for centuries, and you going to take power from them, it would not go down without a fight, and that fight may be bloody. So why do you need to cause all those hassles, going through those stresses, instead of building a better one, which is not even associated with their system, and you having full control over it? That is the initiative of the administration, and that's why he will win. And that's why we call you to understand our system, because our system will be that will stand the test of time, not what you are seeing. I have understanding, and if you can only allow me to lead you with the best of my servant kind of mindset, you won't make mistakes. If you choose to stick with me, you won't make mistakes. Even if you do, just minimal mistakes. But if you are here and you are having two things in between, or three, or four, or five, or 20, and you are smart saying, if this one fails, this one won't fail, I can tell you that if you put all your eggs in TBC, it will not go down. You may not agree with me, but by next year, you will begin to agree with me. So I want to stop at this point. Those of you who are here, please, I'll crave your indulgence. Do well to like this video. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, do well to subscribe to this channel, and also share this video. We want it to go viral so that next week, either my channel, Madam Flourish's channel, we are one, okay? It doesn't matter whichever channel you use. But with time, as activities continue to build in our TBC community, I will be using my channel for a whole lot of other things apart from these trainings. And I want to stop here. So if there is room for questions, you can drop your questions. If you have anything to say within the next 1, 2, 3 minutes, you are welcome to do so. But if you do not have any question, well, I think we'll be bringing the meeting to a close. So let's see how it goes. I'll be waiting. Thank you. All right. While this is going on, let me just peep through some things that people said. Yeah, once again, I apologize. I came late. I want to say hello and then high regards to Madam Evelyn. Madam Evelyn has steadfastly followed me in most of my broadcasts. I think that's a very good followership attitude. One of the qualities of a good leader is ability to be a very good follower. So, Madam Evelyn, well done. And since you're in Nigeria, we'll have a whole lot of dealings, more and more by the day. Kudos. So, good evening, Ambassador. Good evening. Good evening, everyone. Brother Victor, greetings. I hail. And good evening, everybody. This is a friend. First time I'm seeing you on our broadcast. It's a pleasure having you, sir. Thank you. Brother, no, Madam Merit Usawuru. Greetings. Greetings, brother. Great. And tell that to Mofo. So, Mofo, shout out to you. You are an excellent member helper. In fact, you should be the excellent member helper. You are leading by example. So, we give a great and a high shout out to you. Keep up the good work. People are recognizing your works, your efforts. You are doing a good job. Keep it up, sir. Thank you. So, moving forward, very edgy. Yeah, I didn't get that, but it's all good. Greetings to you all. Everyone greeted, and I really love your greetings. Thank you so much. So, Victoria Olufumi Akinrolabu, madam, greetings. Well done. It's a pleasure. This madam has been one of my faithful followers, and I want to give her a very good shout out. It's a pleasure following me to now. We do appreciate. All right, so kudos to Mr. Mechi, Idowu Harun, and some member helpers. They are doing well. Yeah, I love what you guys are saying. Member helpers, you guys are smashing it. So kudos, keep it up. Madam Joy Okeno, this madam is a faithful follower of the TBC community. This woman left Enugu and came down to Abuja just because of our goodwill. I give her shout outs. If you look into the goodwill, I took a page with her and it is there, just me and her alone, because she has shown what you call a good spirit for TBC. Well done, ma. Good evening, Ambassador. This is one of my wonderful brothers. He is one of the coordinators. In fact, he is the chief coordinator for Lagos State. So, for those of you who do not know your coordinator for Lagos State, this is the person, Brother Kenneth. Thank God. So, if you have anything that pertains to TBC community in Lagos, reach out to him. He will educate you. And if there is anything that has to, sensitive matters, we can always look into it together. All right, so let's keep moving. The world needs TBC more than anything else. Yes, the world will have TBC at the appointed time. We are forming, we are getting better. And when humanity is ready, humanity will. So keep doing it, keep spreading the good news. Don't get weary. Keep doing it. Shortly, the reward will come. All right, we're rounding off. Sorry I came late. No wahala. You can always watch the video again. It's a pleasure still having you. And I appreciate you, sir. Grace Oka, it's also a pleasure having you. I want to say thank you very much. Everybody has done their parts. And even though you didn't have any question to say, but you have learned what it means to be an economic developer. An economic developer is a responsibility, and you must keep up with that responsibility for the rest of your life. It's like a father and you have a wife. You have to take care of your wife forever. It's a lifetime commitment. Or you are a father, you have children. You are supposed to take care of your children for the rest of your life. Even when the children are stubborn, okay? Even if they are very crazy, you have to love them. That's what TBC is. And then at some point, your children becomes grown up and they become successful and they become more successful than yourself. You feel fulfilled, right? That's what TBC is. If you do your part with TBC and TBC succeed, you too also succeeded, and you'll be happy for the rest of your life. So on this note, I want to stop. And those of you who are new and you do not know much about TBC, you can always reach out to any of us. We can always educate you. I'll be dropping my link and every other information that you need to know. Remember that there are also member helpers in your Kringle cashback office. You will see the link for the Zoom link. You can always reach out to them. All the member helpers, all the ambassadors that has done their part in keeping TBC running, I do appreciate all of you. And you will not go unrewarded. I can tell you that. And I want to also give a shout out to Nigeria at large. Nigeria, you guys have supported myself and are still willing to support. I want to say thank you very much. You guys are wonderful because I couldn't have done it alone. A tree cannot make a forest. So thank you for allowing me to work with you, allowing me to lead you. It's a pleasure to have, for you to give me that honor. God bless each and every one of you. All right. So Brother Harun says, well done, Ambassador. Thank you, Madam Evelyn. And this is the assistant coordinator for Lagos State in the person of Brother Lukman Ekpetayo. So if you are not able to reach Brother Thank God, reach out to this. And that reminds me, this is Brother Harun. He's also the coordinator for Oyo State. So I'm actually going to keep calling these people out as we have this meeting so that the TBC Community Nigerian chapter can familiarize themselves with their leaders. Okay, so I think that will be all. The system should only pay those that have their send button turned on. The system should only pay those that have their send button turned on. Of course, if your send button is not on, well, I don't know. I don't think that the system will pay. I really did not get that part of your system not paying them. If you've paid your subscription fee, of course, the condition of the system paying you is when you've paid your subscription fee. Now, the system is not having artificial intelligence. It's what you program to it that it will give, okay? So if you have been paying your subscription fee, yeah, you'll be getting your results, at least 200 TBC on the core team. But if you fail to take your send button test, by September 1st, everything you have is wiped out. Whether you've been consistently paying your subscription fee, that won't be an excuse. The condition of the send button test is to agree with our modus operandi. That is why the send button test was put out. Okay. All right. And I think there is one more comment now that I have to look at. Greetings to Ambassador Augustine and great team. I salute you people for teaching us about TBC. Everybody can know what TBC is if they pay attention. Now, if you pay good attention well enough, you would attract the attention of the administration, and the administration will want to see how well you are performing by bringing in people to the community. And once you are doing that, you will draw him closer to yourself. That's how the system works. Okay. So I really do not know what you are doing, but if you are doing your part well, and you are doing a good job bringing in people and your content is making sense, the administration takes time to know each and every one of us in our community that are doing well. Okay. So if you do your part well, you would attract the attention of the administration, and that's it. So I want to stop at this point. All of you have done well. You have made your contributions, and your contributions are welcome. And it's unfortunate, Brother Amici had something to attend to, so he had to move out. So thank you very much. Till we come your way again, most likely next week, Saturday. Cheers and God bless. Remember to like, remember to share, remember to subscribe, remember to spread it. Spread it and spread it. Let people know that being in the TBC community, you should not be a fraud. Of course, we should not forget that very soon, very soon, bounty hunters will begin. So we are still cleaning house. Okay. And those who are unrepentant Tibetians will suffer the consequences. Some people are still making feedback. Well done, my ambassador. Always great learning, always a great learning experience listening to you. Thank you very much. My Chinese cartoon friend, Michael Chuku. You're very welcome. I'm pleading on behalf of deleting the accounts of the inactive members that did not have their send button turned on, because some don't know what is happening at all. Now let's look into this before we close. I'm pleading on behalf of deleting the account of the inactive members. Who are inactive members? I believe that based on the updates we're putting on social media, if you are still not paying attention, I don't know, it's your fault, it's your choice. Okay. And admin has given room from the month of May, June, July, and August. That's enough room. And if you are still refusing to be active, that was done deliberately. That was done deliberately. So do not say that the administration did anything wrong, because the administration has given us 4 months to become active. That is the truth. So do not say that you are not aware of what's going on in the system. So go there, take your send button test for free, and then you will not be deleted. If you refuse to do so, I can tell you nobody will save you. So if I got you very well, I'm pleading on behalf of deleting the accounts of the inactive members that did not have their send button turned on, because some don't know what is happening at all. I have said it, and I believe my definition, my explanation made sense. So do not say, I didn't know what was happening for 4 months, May, June, July, and August. Come on. You did that on purpose. Some people have not even migrated from TBC 004 to TBC 009. That's very wonderful. It's a moving train, okay? And if you do not pay attention, you'll be left behind. I can tell you that by September, it will be a completely new system. And that new system, the administration is the one that would give details of it. I am not permitted to say anything. So hold on till then. and do your part to tell people that if they don't do the needful, they will lose their accounts. And it is not on you, it's not on me, it's on them. Okay? All right. I'll be coming your way next week with something very wonderful. The reason is because this week we're entering into, there will be good news the admin will give us in our mass adoption meeting. So I don't want to go into details. Let him do that. And then with that, it would give me the premise or the grounds to say something in our next meeting. So thank you very much. Their uplines should be able to carry them along before September 1st. Well, I think it's a call to waking up. Everyone should wake up and do your part. You know, admin just wants to clean house. That's what he wants to do. And if you don't do your part, you get wiped out. I hope we don't get wiped out. So God bless you. All of you that has come in, I love you guys. And my heart desire is that we succeed collectively. You guys are going to be my business partners in the future. And I can trust you guys because you guys paid the price. And I mean everything from my heart. TBC is not a religious organization. We don't deal with sentiments or race. We are not tribalistic. We are united in love and respect. That's what we are. And nothing will change that. All right. I joined with my son's device. It's showing Michael Chugu. This is Ike. Yeah, brother Ike. All right. I've spent a whole lot of time. So let me stop here. So we come your way again next week. Thank you very much. God bless you. Bye for now.